Should I become a psych nurse is a question I get a lot on TikTok, and I see it a lot on TikTok because I'm a psych nurse and I make psych nursing content. Short answer is no. I wouldn't encourage or push anyone away from being a nurse at all, or a psych nurse. I think it's truly personal, and no one person should influence your decision. With that being said, I'll tell you some of the pros and cons from my point of view. Number one, I think you should talk to people in your area and in the type of psych nursing you want to be in. So I'm in PA, New Jersey. I might tell you something completely different, and the conditions may be completely different from a psych nurse who's in Texas, California. So I do think region and like where you are matters. Number two, also the type of nursing. So a prison psych nurse may tell you something completely different from being a crisis nurse or an inpatient nurse or a geriatric psych nurse, because every setting is completely different and has a completely different vibe. So that's number one. I personally don't believe anything could have prepared me for being a psych nurse. The physical skills you learn in nursing, or even the way to talk to people, it can't accurately depict what you deal with on a daily basis. And those emotional intelligence skills you kind of just learn through doing it. For me, I kind of equate it to, some days it's quiet, there's not a peep on the unit, it's calm, cool, you get through the shift. Other days, a lot of the days, it's like kind of like that scene from Mean Girls where she's walking through the mall and she sees the people turn into animals and they're like attacking each other and fighting. Some days it is like that. It's a total zoo, chaotic. You're breaking up fights left and right. You're getting a chocolate milk thrown at your head. You're trying to get people to put their clothes back on because they're taking their clothes off. They're withdrawing from PCP and wet, or you're sitting with someone who's depressed and having thoughts of that they don't want to be here, or someone who just lost everything because they can't stop drinking alcohol, right? So you're going to see a whole range of people, a whole range of things. It's exhausting. Some days you want to rip your hair out, but I think that's with every job. So for me, I looked at it as like, I'm really helping people. Some days are super rewarding. Some patients are super rewarding. You can have the worst day ever and everything goes so wrong, be overworked, understaffed, but you could have one patient who you feel like you really connect with and make a difference with, and it kind of like brings you back down to reality and says like, okay, this is why I do this. So for me, I wouldn't have chosen anything else. Psych nursing was it for me. I still feel that way to this day, even though there are days I want to rip my hair out. But again, it takes a certain kind of person to be a psych nurse because it will test your patience. But all in all, I think every job has a pros and cons, which is obvious. But for me, psych nursing pros outweigh the cons for me. But my heaven might be your hell. So take that into consideration.